What's up, everybody? Welcome to OM Fishing. Today I just want to make a quick video and discuss these two swim baits that I've been throwing. I obtained them recently and man, they are producing biggies. And I know a lot of you guys out there love big swim baits or whatever. Anyway, these work. I got proof. I got video. Yeah, giants. And if you don't own these, you might want to consider. Anyway, I got receipts. Let's talk about it. Before I get into these swim baits, I just want to say that I am not sponsored. I am not endorsed. The only money that exchanged here was me buying these baits, other than my buddy Beards bought me this one for my birthday. However, I know there's a lot of great baits out there. I'm on Instagram. I see a lot of guys make super fantastic, handmade, hand-painted, handcrafted baits, and that's great. But for the price point of these two baits, I just want to discuss these and these alone. So, with that being said, this was the first one that I picked up. This is the Jackall Gantarel Jr. So it's a smaller bait than the full-size bait. However, this, to me, when I saw this in the store, I was like, this is the closest thing I've ever seen to a South Florida bluegill. Our bluegill don't have super bright colors. They're not vibrant. They are dark. They're like black and blue and look a lot like this, actually. Like if you look at the color there, that's probably a little bit better of a representation. Now, like I said, this is the junior. Throw this around some lily pads and watch it catch fire.
Oh, dude, we got a beast. We got a beast, boys. We got a beast. Don't come off. Don't come off. Oh, yeah, dude. Tank City. Oh, that's a tank, bro. It's like an 8-pounder. No, maybe 7. It's like a 7-pounder. He's barely hooked. No! Yes. Yeah, buddy. Tank. Look at the mouth. Look at the mouth on this guy. Oh my gosh, man. He was barely hooked, boys.
Sorry if that video wasn't super clear, but the only camera I had at the moment, because it had been raining off and on, I got rained on 3 different times, and all my cameras were in the dry box. So the only camera I had was my chest mount, which was under my rainproof jacket. And once I hooked up, I was having to hold the rod up, unzip the jacket, power the camera on, then hit it to record, and then catch the fish. And you can see part of my jacket started to cover because of the way my body shifted. But anyway, that bass was 7.45 pounds. And that was on the Jackall Gantarel Jr., which is a 5-inch swim bait. It's 3-part body. I don't know if I mentioned that before. It's not like a glide bait, which is 2-part body. One of the things I really like about these baits, if you look at the bottom here, you can see that there are these 2 blades on the left and right side of the body. And what that does is it kind of keeps it from helicoptering. Now, one of the best ways I found to retrieve this bait is extremely slow. The faster you swim this bait, the more you're going to lose the life of the bait. The slower you swim the bait, the more that S pattern is going to get real natural and it's going to flow really well, attracting fish. But I'm no expert at anything. So if you buy a swim bait, whether it's a 3-part body bait or a glide bait or whatever the case is, you have to figure out what works best for you on the retrieve. For me, I like to keep a slow, steady pace, and sometimes I'll get real slow and then just hit it with a pause, maybe a little twitch, pick it back up. Sometimes during the pause is when you get hit. Anything to cause a reaction. I just find that unless the fish are really aggressive and you just burn it through there, you're killing the life of the bait and you're just dragging it through the water. Something might strike it, but I find that normally doesn't work for me. Another reason why I like throwing these baits so much is because it's kind of like the best of both worlds. Down here in South Florida, a lot of the lakes that I fish have a lot of hydrilla. Some of these lakes is almost like a blanket, and then you have to search for holes or whatnot. But either way, hydrilla tends to grow high to the surface of the water column. So some places I fish, there's patches of hydrilla where you can just see it sitting on top of the water. If you can find places where the water's a little bit deeper and you have about a foot of water above the hydrilla, these things are perfect for riding that part of the water column. They'll literally create a wake. If you're pulling it at a really steady pace, you'll see a wake, and sometimes that will capture the fish's attention. Even if you stop, this thing's not going to do a hard sink. It's not going to drop dramatically or anything like that. So if you're retrieving real slow and you have about a foot of water above the hydrilla, this thing is perfect for coming across those holes. And the next thing you know, something looks up, sees motion, bam, fish on.
We're gonna go for the big boy. It looks deep enough to pull it off. Do you guys like wind when you fish? You can drop it in the comments. If you love wind, hate wind, tell me what your, I don't have power poles, so I just have to drift, man. I just have to drift with it. I don't have a choice. Is that, oh my God, I couldn't tell. I thought that was a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's a beast. That's a beast. That's a beast, boys. Unless that's, oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, that's a tank. Oh, that's a tank. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my God. Oh, how am I gonna grip you? I ain't, cause you got that. Whoa, that's a beast. That's what we're talking about, boys. There we go. From zero to hero. Good Lord. 6 pounds, 7.5, 6.75. That is a big old boy there. That is a big one. That's why I came. Let's let him go.
Little backstory of catching that fish. I got that on the full-size Gantarel here, which is 6 inches. And I went to the lake that day. My boat got stuck. I had to get my boat out. I was pitching a burner worm. I was getting frustrated because all I was catching was dinks. And I decided that I was just going to put the worm down, and the only thing I was going to throw for the rest of the day was this. The fish you saw me catch earlier in this video by the lily pads is simply because as I was circling the lily pads, I kept hearing the bluegill popping in the lily pads. So I threw the bluegill. Sometimes you have to put down what works, right? I got a buddy who fishes by law of averages, and he throws small baits. And his forte is, I'll catch 25 dinks, and maybe within the 25 dinks, I'll hit a 5 and up. I've been there, done that. I've caught so many dinks that I'm now getting to the point that as soon as I hit the lake, I just pick this up and throw this all day. But let's talk about how much these baits cost. So doing a quick search on Google, you can see right here the first one that pops up is a Gantarel Junior, and it is $31.99. The one next to that is $38.49. If we just click on shopping here and we open up the entire shopping page, there's mine right there, right here. This is my smaller one, the bluegill, for $29.99. That is an incredible price for the action of this bait. So if this is what they consider to be a mass-produced bait, this, in my mind, is a quality mass-produced bait. There is no doubt about it. And if we go to look for the full-size Gantarel, which is the 6-inch, let's look on $39.99 is what I see right here, $39.99. Now this is a 6 1/4, so $32.99. This gives you an idea. So for about 33 bucks, you can have an awesome. Again, I'm not sponsored by Jackall, but if I were, that would be pretty cool. Anyway, look, I have mega bass, I have depths, I have all kind of other baits, and I have a lot of respect for the guys out there that are handcrafting these baits. I don't mind paying $200, $300, $350 for a really nice swim bait. I might not throw it because I'd be terrified I would lose it. And anybody who's been following me for some time, you know that I paid like $100 for a bait and lost it. And I got buddies that have paid like $257, $325 for baits and lost them. So my thing was basically is I tend to show you guys what I've been throwing recently and what's been working. And outside of the Zoom, yes, I said Zoom mag burner worm or the regular burner worm, watermelon seed red, these Jackall Gantarels have been slaying them. So drop in the comments, let me know what you guys are throwing. I'm thinking about picking up maybe like a depths 250 next. I'm thinking about going for like a 9-10 inch swim bait, going much bigger than what I'm currently throwing. I mean, listen, sky's the limit. But let me know what's working for you guys, and if you've enjoyed the content in this video, smash the thumbs up, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.